Okay. Hello everyone. We're running through a speed run of one of my favorite games of all time, Bard's Tale. I originally played Bard's Tale back on the Amiga. This is one of my favorite games when I was a kid. And so felt like I wanted to speed run it. My goal is to be able to do start to finish under 1 hour. This one's more like about an hour 18. I make a few mistakes in here. I think it still is possible to get under an hour, but it will be challenging without a doubt. So the basic idea is, so this is the DOS version, and there are a number of bugs and exploits in the DOS version. It's pretty amazing how Bard's Tale, each version of Bard's Tale has its own set of bugs. But one of the things you can use within the DOS version is you can summon a stone elemental by just pressing the Z key. And the early Bard's Tale game is really tough. I mean, it took me months to even get to the point that I could actually make a party that would not get killed immediately. Just like the mechanics of the game is just so tough. But one exploit you can do, so on the DOS version at least, you can use the stone elemental and summon those. Just hit Z, and then you can run south and you can go and attack the samurai. And so the overall goal here is that I want to get a spellcaster that is high enough level to be able to go and kill Mangar. To that, you basically just have to farm up a whole bunch of experience and then go raise your level and then change your class and then do it again. So you can see I went in, I farmed up until you get enough to be about 14,000 experience or so. So that's what you see what I did there. Second thing you want to do, and I was really lucky here, I found these magicians really quickly, but there's another bug in the DOS version that when you go and fight these magicians, if they say, there's one thing that says magician casts a spell, and I think what's supposed to happen is that spell is supposed to make them magicians harder to hit. What it actually does, and it makes it so from that point on, as long as you don't completely remove your party or leave the game, your character will always hit. It's a funny bug, but it's very useful to exploit. And so you saw at the beginning, I went and I farmed up those samurai until I can get around 14,000 experience, get a few levels there. The goal there is to really get a high enough hit points. So that I can go start to fight those ogre lords, because the ogre lords, you can run on that west side of that map, and you can get some serious experience from those because there's 3 of them over there. So every run through you can go and you can kill 3, and so you can get experience at a pretty good clip. As long as you keep, as long as you can sometimes absorb their hits. Now, when you're fighting those guys, sometimes they'll hit you, sometimes they'll hit the stone elemental, and usually they hit the stone elemental. I think what happens, especially if you only have one player in your party, is normally like they hit either the special slot or any of the first 3, and if you only have the one and the one, I think what happens is that if it randomly chooses a number between 1 to 4, and if it's a number of a slot that where there's no character there, it just defaults to the first special slot. So what ends up happening is maybe 75% of the time it's hitting the stone elemental, which is fine. I mean, he'll kill the stone elemental lots of times, as you'll see, but then he'll actually like you just killed there. But you can just push Z and just get a new one. So it's really easy. And so what I'm doing here is I just run back and forth. And then so you want to be able to reset the ogre lord so that they'll reappear. Because once you kill them, normally they're gone, and then you have to go enter a dungeon somewhere. So the closest dungeon to enter from the ogre lords is actually the catacombs, and so you basically run back there, enter the catacombs, run back, and then go and kill the overlords again. And you want to keep doing this until I don't remember how long I do this, and maybe about like 120,000 experience. So if you're if you're a conjurer or a magician and you hit 120,000 experience, I think that will get you up to level 11, which is nice. And then you can then go and exploit another bug to level up pretty quickly after that. So the goal here, I just grinding, just going and killing that overlord over and over and over again. And you see that I actually successfully kill him, a whole bunch of times. And it takes like it's pretty fast. I mean, my keystrokes are not great. I mean, I'm getting old. I think when I was younger, my micro is a lot better. Now I got old and slow, so I can't do this nearly as fast as I used to be able to. And by the way, I'm running this on DOSBox, 6,000 cycles. Anyway, so I run through this part pretty quickly. If I can I think I did this, I reached level 11 maybe at around 9.5 minutes, I think, which is a pretty good time. I mean, if you're able to get level 11 by under 10 minutes, you're pretty good. And so your goal here is basically as quickly as possible get to level 11. The fastest way to do that are these ogre lords, until you can go to Harkins, and then you can and you can cast Mind Blade, MIBL, and then you can farm up a lot of experience more quickly than that. But ogre lords, that initially you want to do the samurai and then go to the ogre lords. That's the theory anyway. And so it but there's a lot of grinding. You could see one of the dangers of going through these ogre lords is, they'll sometimes hit you, and so you'll see sometimes I hop into the temple to get healed. You don't really save up very much gold. You can actually lose gold, depending on how often they're hitting you, because you get barely any gold at all from killing the ogre lords, and it takes gold to heal. So it's usually about a net neutral, or even sometimes even slightly worse. Like, you'll lose gold by fighting these guys, depending on how often they hit you and how hard they hit you. But important thing is here, just don't die. It's pretty easy to die by accident. They're not the hardest they hit about 50 something. But if you don't pay attention, you could, if your hit points, your hit points drop too much and you didn't notice, or if you forget to re-add your stone elemental, which I think I did okay for this part of it. And the later part of the game, I'd forgotten a few times, and so I got hit a few times, but it's not too bad. And so the goal here is, so once you can get strong enough, you can basically go down to the bottom of the catacombs, and then there is a monster called the Specter there, the thing that gives you the eye, and that monster is nice because, number one, it hits really quickly, and so it almost always hit you before you can hit it, and more importantly, when it hits you, it will drain a level. And so the way that the mechanics work for this in this game in Bard's Tale is, when you drain a level, it doesn't actually keep track of where your level was. Oh, by the way, so you notice I was I'm advancing. I'm getting up to my level 11 here. Before I can go down into the catacombs, I need to get more gold. And so if you look at how much gold I have, I don't have very much now. And so I use another exploit. This is one I discovered, and this actually works across. It works on the Amiga version and the DOS version. Is that so? If you don't have your party completely filled out, when you remove your character, it actually will, and then so you can remove a character and re-add it, and then if you go into the store, and then you can select, like, once you're inside the store, and you can actually select a character slot by pushing one of the numbers, and you can select a character slot of a character that doesn't exist, like an empty character slot. And so when you remove a character, when you remove a character like in the guild, what happens is that slot number 6 basically becomes the character that you just removed. And so what you can do is you can see this, I'm just running back and forth, and every time I'm doubling my money, because you run back into Garth's, you select the character slot 6. It has basically an exact duplicate of your character, including all the same items and all the same gold. And so then you can select the fake character 6, trade all of its gold back to your character 1, go back into the guild, remove the character, re-add it, and just rinse, repeat, right? And so this is really useful for, number one, you can dupe your gold. You can also dupe any items, and it's just a really easy way. And again, like, this works across multiple versions. This is one of those bugs that was present actually in I know at least in the Amiga version and the DOS version. I think it's probably in the Apple versions as well. Because it's just an embarrassing bug. There's a lot of really embarrassing bugs around Bard's Tale, and it's just it's very surprising to me, like, the fact that not only there's a lot of bugs that like seem like they should have been caught. I guess back in the day, they didn't really do QA and testing much. So, but the other funny thing about it is that every platform has its own set of bugs, which is really funny. I mean, it's like you'd think they would just at least port the source code over, but because the games work largely the same way, but like each one has their own set of bugs, which seems to me that like maybe they didn't actually port the source code, or they had different versions of the source code or something. So you'll see now I'm running through. I'm level 11. I'm strong enough, because that Spectre can hit pretty hard. I want to have at least like 90 or so hit points, just in case the Spectre hits pretty hard. There's a few encounters in here when I'm level 11, and I don't really have a very high luck. I'm not going to be able to run away from some of these. Here you can see, and then so this is one of the really big dangers here. You just get rocked by these guys. I got poisoned there. I somehow ran away. Cast some flesh restore a few times. Try to heal back up. But yeah, then run through these catacombs. There's 2 forced encounters on this level 3 that you do have to try to run away from. And if you're not able to run away from them, it depends on what kind of monsters there, but like if there's, ogre mages or magicians or like things like that, like you're gonna be dead. So here I can fight in the Spectre. You see he hits me. I hit him again because I always hit. I had that exploit with from the magicians, and so he gets killed, right? And so I lost a level. And so what happens is when you lose a level, you can then go back. So now I'm running all the way back up to the top, and you can go to the temple, and then you can heal, and then basically you get your level back, and then it also sets your experience to be exactly the value that you need for the next level, and so you can basically use this as a way to level up. So every time you get hit by the Spectre and you heal, and then you go back to the to the board there, you can actually you gain a level, right? And so this becomes really useful when you get to some of those later levels where like the experience points that you need start to really jump up, especially if you get like wizard class. Like there is basically no way to level up. Because like the amount of experience you need is just starts to become like really, really insane, like many millions. To hit. I think to hit that wizard level 13, I think you need like 1.3 million experience points, and then as you go above there, it just like the amount you need just becomes totally insane. So the only reasonable way to level up is to use specters. And so the one reliable place you can get a specter is in these catacombs, which is what I'm doing, which is why I'm just running through and farming these guys. So I want to get through level 11 and then get to level 13. Once I hit level 13, I'll get my level 7 spells, and you get our port arcane, which is like the teleport spell. You can see I almost died there. I was just one down the way down to one. If I would have died there, I would have been actually not. It's not too bad if you die in this. I have enough golds because I duped up. I got duped up. I up to 1 million gold. I just had to create a new character, run back to the temple, go and resurrect and everything, run back. So I mean, it probably adds around 30 seconds there if I do end up dying. And then sometimes, if you want like a fast way out of a dungeon, the fastest way is actually just commit suicide. You just death strike on yourself or something like that, and then you'll immediately teleport back. Sometimes that's faster than actually running. This walking all the way back. So that's just another good speedrun tip. I don't think I use that. I don't use that one in this one. I'm like my character never dies in this run through, but yeah. And so you can see now I'm a sorcerer class, which is it's about 16 and a half minutes here. That's an okay time to reach that point. I think it's probably possibly faster. I was a little slow in a few of these motion run throughs. I think you can probably do a little bit better, but no major mistakes so far. So I mean, I'm doing pretty well. 16, getting to 17 minutes. You can see here I'm doing some ogre lords at the beginning. This is because I'm super low level here. So if I ran down into the catacombs, like I would not be able to run away from those forced encounters, and yeah, I would just get rocked. It would just not it would not be good. So I have to gain a few levels here, and I can't really go into Harkins either. I don't really have many great offensive spells at this point. I mean, the time to go to Harkins is like when you get like Mind Blade, or like if you have a Wind Dragon, that's pretty good. Mind Blade. As soon as you get Mind Blade, you can go into Harkins, and I do go into Harkins. I mean, there's a set of equipment that you want to get, for your final fight with, with Mangar. Probably most important is a luck shield, because that'll help to boost your AC a lot and your luck, and you can run away from more encounters and everything. So luck shield is really key. Like if you have a luck shield, then you're much more likely to survive that last fight. And of course, like the place you can get the luck shield is Harkins level 2, I think, or Harkins level 3, or Calirian's. But Harkins level 2 is a good place to get those. And then there's others. So Shield Ring is pretty good. Anything to lower that AC is because you want to be able to strike first, and you want the monsters to be able to miss. Especially during the final battle, you have these demon lords that will, if they hit you, they stone you, and then if they stone you, it's just game over. Like the only way to heal a stone is to go all the way back to the temple, and heal there. So you really don't want those guys to hit you, because then it's game over. So anyway, you can see I'm just grinding. Okay, heal up here. I'm just grinding those ogre lords, and until I go pretty far into here. I think I get around 60,000 experience. I think that's about a level 6, I believe, for the sorcerer. And then once you do have that, you can start to do the Specter. So I'm at 51,000 here, and let's see I don't remember what I did here. I think, did I go and grind some more? Yeah. Okay. I think I'm gonna grind up to 60,000. It's once I go back to the review board and level up, you'll also notice, like, as I go through this, I notice as I look at the video, like, my keystrokes are kind of getting slower and slower as I get by the end of this run, I am totally wasted. It's just like my fingers don't move anymore. It's just you want to think of it. It's like, hey, it's just an hour or something, but man, you get, like, your brain gets fried and your fingers start moving slow, and I think you'll see that. You'll see, like, some pauses and weird pauses as I'm going in there, or like just slow movements or kind of typos, like I turn the wrong way, or that type of stuff. You'll see some more of that. But so far so good. I mean, I'm pretty lucky this run. All the way from the roll at the beginning, I did pretty well. Did pretty well there. By the way, so, like, the class that I usually do to roll is, I want to get the Constitution is really important, because again, you want to, as quickly as possible, be able to go and farm those ogre lords, and the key to that is having enough hit points. That's really the name of Bard's Tale, or at least Bard's Tale 1, is like, you basically you need enough hit points to effectively be like meat shields, so you don't you'll get hit, which is fine, and then but you don't get hit enough that you'll die. So it's, if you're playing this in a traditional way, what you want to really have is, like, the first 4 slots are just meat shields. It doesn't even matter what they do, just as long as they have high hit points, and they have low AC, so they're less likely to get hit. And if they do get hit, then, like, they have really high hit points, so they can just absorb a lot of damage. And then you want all your spellcasters and stuff behind that, so that they're casting all the offensive spells there. So that's a general strategy. So the goal. So I use a half orc so that we can get higher Constitution to start off with, and I just roll until I get a 18 Constitution. Try to get, like, 10 or 11 IQ as well, because spell points are pretty useful. If you don't have enough spell points, you end up having to run back to refresh them often, which wastes a lot of time. So that's good. And then luck, having a high luck is definitely useful. Otherwise, you're be able to flee a lot more when your luck is high. So you want a 10 or 11 luck there. And that's and so usually when I'm do these run throughs, I practice this. I've been practicing this probably about a week or two. Yeah, the last week or two. I'll start the run. I will then roll a bunch of times, and then if I don't get what I want in the first, like, 30 seconds or 45 seconds, I'll just quit out and then start again. So you see in this run, this is what I had some previous runs here, previous recordings that were not part of this, where I did, and I rolled, and I just didn't get what I wanted. So now you see, like, I switched over to the Specter as I almost died there again. I'm down to 11 hit points, and so the nice thing is, as soon as you hit that that Conjurer level 7, you can start casting Port Arcane, and you don't have to run through the whole thing. You just still have to run through level 3, because you can't actually teleport into level 3. See, you saw that I had missed there. I had had a mistake on the keyboard and ran into the inn instead of the review board. But yeah, so and then as you're going through, you just have to keep an eye on your spell points, make sure they don't get too low. Run over, go back down, Tarjan, okay, and then do the AR, the 8, 11, and -1. That takes you to the stairs going down. On the second floor, they go down to the 3rd floor. And then you run through, and there are 2 forced encounters there, which I fleed both of them, which is great. I don't remember what my luck is at this point, but I think it's pretty good. So I miss most of them. There's this, there's things go in darkness, and so you gotta run through some traps and stuff. But do it again. Every time you do this, you get an eye. And then because I have so much gold, I can just go and toss the eyes. And then basically after you kill the Spectre, you just APR back out, and then go and heal, and then grab the and then advance your go up to the next level. So now I'm level 9, which is pretty good because after you get to level 9, you can actually start casting Mind Blade, which is awesome. I'll just get rid of some of my eyes. I don't need that many eyes. Eyes sell for a lot, so you can. If you don't use that gold dupe exploit, you can go and sell your eyes. It just means that you're gonna have to run back and forth. So what I do is at the very beginning, I just go and I dupe up a whole bunch, like 1,000,000 gold, and then that's like by far enough, like more than enough to go run through every possible thing you want to do in the game. So it takes like 2 minutes or something to go and dupe up that much gold. But once you do, then I don't have to worry about it. And then I also keep running back to sell eyes and things like that. So it's just nice. So now I'm doing Harkins because I have Mind Blade, which is nice. And I can go and I can attack those. So this is a doppelganger. You have to be really careful with the doppelgangers because they'll jump in your party. And it just takes a lot of time to go and kill them. You can't cast Mind Blade on them either. So... and then you can just run in and out, and then just run. As you see, as you run through. Yeah, level 9, I got 143,000 experience. Like you can farm up some really good experience in here. But more importantly, the main reason I do this is just try to get some items. In retrospect, I think it is probably faster. In some of the later levels of the sorcerer, like instead of just getting all that experience in Harkins, because once you get a few good items, like there's no and then you're in the later stages of sorcerer, because to hit those higher level sorcerers, I think for level 11 you need 220,000, for level 12 you need 300,000. For level 13, you need 400,000. And so those even in Harkin, it can take a little while to go farm that up, especially because it takes a lot of spell points. You got to go cast Mind Blade a bunch of times, so you can keep running in and out and stuff. It's probably faster to go and just do the Spectre for at least those higher levels. Like once you hit probably a level 11, it's probably better to go and do like the advancement to level 12 and level 13 via the grabbing you can go finding the Spectre. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Although in this one, I think I spend a lot of time in Harkins. I mean, I'm trying to look for good items. I get some okay ones, but I don't actually get the ones that I really want, which is the Lux Shield. That one comes later. And in any case, the Lux Shield is on the second level. And so normally to get to the second level, you have to run through and you have to go and have a bard sit on the throne. Instead, I just cast up Hard Arcane and I just go and teleport directly to the stairs. So that's what I usually do there. And you can see I just run in and out, and I just go and I'm just farming up stuff. You got to be careful here. So I got withered. It sucks. I get old. Those ogre magicians are just a real pain. Let's go and cast my Mind Fist. Finally kill him. Almost died there. Very fortunate not just run out. Just go. There's conveniently a temple just right outside of Harkins. So just run out there, and it's like 22 spell points. I need to go and refresh that. So let's go get some more. Yeah, this one, my IQ is not super high, which is I only have 56 spell points, which is why I got to keep running back and forth a lot. So just to go and farm up some more. I mean, I think when I was doing this, I think it's I got kind of stuck on doing this because I was like, hey, I want to get that shield ring, I want to get that mithril scale and all the other stuff, like the good stuff to lower your AC for that final fight. And you don't get them from fighting specters. You might, I mean, you might be able to get from fighting specters, but like you're much more likely to get this stuff from fighting these in Harkin 1 or Harkin 2. And and then that was my rationale there. Although in retrospect, I think it ended up taking a lot of time to do this. I mean, we're at 30 minutes now, which is pretty slow. Yeah, it's not. I think I'll by the time I'm finishing the sorcerer class, so I'm at 221,000 now. Yeah, I think I go over here just get rid of some of these items. I didn't even get anything good. Again, I mean, so I did all that work at Harkin just to try to get some items, and I didn't, and I got nothing. So that was just a waste. But at least now, so I can cast my Wind Dragon, which is nice, and I can go do Harkin some more. Go refresh my spell points because I'm on the way. So I got 66 spell points. I'm level 11, 220. And so this was, I mean, what I probably should have done here instead of going back to Harkin. At this point, I was like I even go fight the Master Thief that tried to join my party. I was like, I haven't gotten any items yet. Let me just go and let me farm up at least one more level for the sorcerer level here. I mean, I need another 90,000, which, like, depending on what you're doing, you can get this stuff pretty quickly. And this time it's like, well, you know what? Like, I really wanted the Lux Shield. Let's go and teleport and then go and fight. I ran away from that. If I see a dragon, it's just I'm out of there. It's just, I mean, dragons will mess you up like with their breath attacks and stuff. So I try to run away from dragons, and then I, just kind of keep going back and forth, like up and down the stairs. Oh, got more dragons. So okay, forget them. Let's go back. And then, okay, Spinner's Magician, I can deal with that. So, okay, Mind Blade these guys, although they do poison me, I can Flesh Restore. And I think they do kill my red dragon here. Yeah, red dragon's dead. And, still just not being super lucky on the item drops yet. So I got 258,000. So, whatever, 38,000 experience so far since I entered. But this has taken a while. I mean, like, during this time, I could have done, like, probably 2 runs or at least a run and a half, maybe 2 runs to the Spectre. And I could be level 13 already, and I could already be moving to the next. And so, you saw, I mean, I was trying to get some items. I didn't get any items there, or useful items. So, yeah. But I still want that Lux Shield, so I just go and right now. So I got the Lurkers. Go Mind Blade. Mind Blade just goes and that wasn't even the Mind Blade. So you saw there, I did get. So I got armor there, which actually, I mean, I can equip it, and it turns out, I mean, I think it's a mithril scale. I do figure out it's a mithril scale later. And so I at least got something sort of useful there for the first time. But yeah, I mean, this is one of the areas where definitely, I mean, like the fact that it takes me until, close to, I don't know, like 40 minutes or at the 40-minute mark or something, or maybe at least like 30, maybe at the 38-minute mark is where I finally are able to switch, finish off the sorcerers and switch the magician. I probably, I realistically wasted at least 5 minutes, probably more like 8 minutes there. Just in Harkin, and didn't really get what I needed. So that was kind of a waste. So you can probably probably just not like just do the Spectre instead. I think it's Harkin is fine. I mean, Harkin is much. It's better than the Ogre Lords. I think it's so. I think the right strategy is probably keep going until you can do Mind Blade, until you can get Mind Blade. Go and do Harkin for until you get maybe a level 11, 220,000 experience. It's not bad. And then but when those next gaps is like 80k and 100k for those, like don't do those in Harkin. Just go and do the Spectre. Those should be faster and and then it's not like it's not like you really need those items in any case. So that's probably the better thing to do. But I go back into Harkin now. Now I'm a sorcerer, and even though I'm a low level sorcerer. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm still a sorcerer now, so I haven't done the class change yet. So I do, and I don't know if I intentionally fought these guys or I just misclicked or something. So, but normally I don't fight the dragons. I try to avoid them, but sometimes I make a mistake. So I did get a shield ring, which is nice. Drop some more AC there. The conjurers and the wraiths. These guys are luckily they didn't hit me. They hit my other guy. Yeah. So get my dragon back, and you'll notice here I got my luck shield, which is awesome. Sometimes it can take a long time to get the luck shield. This run I did it. I found one pretty quickly. So that was really what I was going after here. Luck shield gives you 2 extra bonus in luck in terms of like who's going to hit first and everything, which makes a big difference. So at this point I'm like, hey, you know what? I got my luck shield. Let's just do the Spectre. Even though I'm like partial away, I'm like part of the way there. Anyway, I don't remember what my experience is at this point, but yeah, again, I'm high enough level now. I can just go and flee. And I can flee. I'm pretty much guaranteed to flee, especially with that luck shield. I think it's like now I'm pretty much guaranteed. I'll make every flee at this point. I don't have to. There's no more forced encounters. So run through there, and then before you fight the Spectre, you have to make sure that there's no one there. So I replaced my dragon with a wolf. I had forgotten to get rid of my dragon before. So and then I mind fist him. So just to kill him off, because I want to make sure that Spectre hits me and not the. You saw that Spectre hits hard, right? I'm down to 27 hit points, so pretty lucky there. So okay, go heal up. Okay, we're good. Run back. Advancements, yes. Okay, so now I get level 13. Now I can now got all my spells, and now I can switch over to Magician, which is the next one. Magician can go pretty fast. Oh, I think I should drop my eye here. I already have enough eyes. Yeah, so drop stuff I don't need anymore. Yep. Magician goes pretty fast. I think, what did I do here? I go and farm some Ogre Lords, which is not, I don't really need to do that. I should have just gone straight to Harkin. Because Harkin farming is a lot faster than the Ogre Lords even. Ogre Lords are pretty fast. Harkin is faster. Although, and so I think I do Ogre Lords for a while, and that's kind of another mistake that I make. I think, I don't know if I get up to about 50k experience or something before I go into Harkin. And yeah, I think and again, I mean, by the time you hit the higher level Magicians one, it's faster to go do the Spectre definitely than to go out and Harkin. Yeah, but going farming those Ogre Lords, this is a lot of, like, you'll notice a lot of this speed run, just a lot of like, yeah, just grinding. So get my spell points back, get my dragon. get a fatter one, like get some more spell points. Yeah, I'm at 16,000 now. That's good enough for what, like a level 6 maybe. But it's like, you know what? Hey, Ogre Lords, that was stupid to fight the Ogre Lights. Let's just go to Harkin, which is what I should have done from the beginning. Cast some light, and just it doesn't. I don't have to go to level 2 because I already have my luck shield. So level 1's probably good enough. Go, and because I got Mind Blade, that's all I really need. Boom. And then I don't really care about running away from the things. Although I have my luck shield, so I can probably run away, even though I'm only level 1. So go do that. I didn't get any items there, but there's a doppelganger here. Yeah, luckily I kill him. Okay, you get some junky items. Ogre figurine, I don't really care about that. It's funny that the magician can equip the Dayblade, but the other, like the wizards and the sorcerer can't, I think. So I was like, hey, might as well equip the Dayblade. Why not? There's some golems here. They're easy to kill. The spiders can be annoying because they poison you sometime, but that's okay. Just flesh restore, and you're back to normal. Mind Blade. You can see my kill the stone elemental. Good. Yep. Go and grind and kill some more. So I think by the time I even go to the review board, I think I'm like almost enough. I think I'm up to level 11 or something crazy like that. I farm up a bunch of experience here. So you should notice my spell points getting low. This is the one thing that's when you're grinding through this, you just have to keep an eye on these. These things. Keep an eye on your health and as I class Mind Blade again, I didn't even have enough to do Trap Zap to none of the spell points there. So I definitely need to run back and get some more spell points, which is what I do. And then run back and hey, let's go and we'll heal up first. And then we go back and I think we go and grind some more. Do some more farm up stuff. Got some Black Widows. I get poisoned. That's okay. And then leather gloves, because they're definitely not useful. Run around in here. Get some more Mind Blade action going. Well, that group was pretty tough. The Bladesmen, they didn't really succumb to my first Mind Blade, but they will to my second. And they're all dead. Okay, good. Got some nice experience. I'm up to 100,000. We'll do respectable. Just drop some of that junk we don't need. Yep. Mythic gloves, I'll hold on to those just until when I do the class change, I can wear them. Yeah, there's a few force encounters in the Harkin one in that big room, so I just go and I try to hit all of them. And then there's a bunch of random encounters there too. So, yeah. Get out of there. My spell point's running out. I just remember the last time when I didn't even have enough to cast Trap Zap. I didn't want to be in that position again. So, okay. There we go. I got my spell points back. Run back. I think it's nice. I was like, okay, let's go and advance. See how many levels I get. Okay, some good levels. I've by far maxed up all my stats and everything. We're all at 18, of course. Get my spells. So I got spell level 6. I'm level 11. So I think the right thing to do here, I got another mythical gloves. I don't need 2 of them. The right thing to do here is to go and do the Specter for the last 2 levels. I think because the magician, I think it goes, goes up to 50, then 90, then 120. 170, 230. So. Probably, maybe even from the time you get 50K, Like that's really all you need. After that, it's probably faster to do the Specter than Harkins, assuming you haven't you don't need the items. So you can see, I mean, by the time you have APR, the Port Arcane, Spectre can go pretty quick. You just have to, you do have to run through that third level, which is a pain. You have to run away from a couple of encounters. But okay, so heal. Like yeah, you got to make sure to heal. If sometimes I run through this and I forget to heal, and you don't get your extra level. You go. So that's you have to make sure that you heal first, and then go to the review board. So need one more level. I'm level 12 now. I dropped that. I have my mithril scale, so I dropped that. The unidentified armor, which actually was mithril scale because it had the same AC. Okay, I get my mage flame. I don't really care. Like I don't really need to see very far in here. Run away. So I just make those 2 fleas and I just keep running through this maze. And you can tell I'm getting slower and slower. It's like some of these things. Some of the things I just hold down the button, hold down the key, and just use key repeat, and then run into the wall, and I don't care. So okay, now if I go out and heal, so I have to APIR to get out. There's another reason I have enough spell points so that you can Port Arcane to get out, because that's a lot faster than running out. So advancement, got it. So I am done with Magician, finished Magician, which is good because I think I can cast Death Strike, which is essential. Okay, maybe it's not essential, but it's very useful in the especially in the final fight, as well as in farming Specters. And another way of farming Specters. So what there's 2 places to farm, reliable ways to farm Specters. One is at the bottom of Harkin, and so you can see I'm a wizard now. In retrospect, like I should not have been doing the Ogre Lords here. I should have just gone and done Harkin, because that's a lot faster than the Ogre Lords. So probably waste another few minutes here. Just for next time. I mean, it's like there's so much around these Bard Tale of runs that are just luck. It's just like, if you're lucky, if you're not, it depends on how the roll of the random number generator goes, and which is frustrating. I mean, just from a lot of times you want to do a speed run on a game, you don't want to have that much you want it to be skill and not luck. And so there is a substantial amount of luck here, in terms of whether you make your fleas and other stuff, which is annoying. But it just means that you have to kind of run through it multiple times. Just you have to grind. And so there's I had a lot of failed runs in here where, I mean, you saw the place, like some places where I had almost died. And the good news is most of the failures are in the first 5 minutes or something. 5 minutes and maybe 10 minutes. Like the biggest failures you have, number one, is like when you're doing and grinding and trying to get that, the piece for the for the samurai and then the ogre lord. Tons of deaths there. The second place you die is that you may have enough hit points to go and absorb a hit from the Spectre to go and level up, but you often won't make those fleas, and then you go, depending on who that group is, like you'll get stuck with a bunch of ogre magicians or something, or spinners, or somebody would just wreck you, and then you die at that point. And then that's, again, I mean, dying is not that bad. You can just go to the temple, but I mean, you'll waste probably 30 seconds, 45 seconds there. Plus you have to go all the way back into the dungeon to go and get back to the place that you were. So you do that. I mean, do that a few times, and then your speed run's pretty wrecked because you're just not, you've wasted 5-10 minutes there. So Yeah, so but once you made it through, like once you've made it through, you know, most of the levels. The other place you have to be really careful is when you're the low level sorcerer and stuff, where like you're very vulnerable at those times because your level is so low, after you change classes. So I go and the wizard part. So anyway, so the goal of that right now is to reach wizard level 11. Because you get wizard level 11, you're going to get the spell casting level 6. And if you have spell casting level 6, you can cast SPSP. I forgot what that one stands for, but basically it allows you to summon a specter. It's like the higher level undead. It'll give you either a lich or a specter. And so what you can do is you can summon it into your party, and then you can do a party attack. And the Spectre has such low AC. You can attack it, and you'll miss. Like, I mean, if you're carrying Spectre Snare or something, you probably will hit it. So, but like normally, so what you do is you do a party attack, and then you take a swing at it, and then you miss, but then the Spectre gets pissed off and then decides he's going to hit you. So what you do is you do a party attack, you swing and you miss. You then cast Death Strike on the next round, or something that will kill the Spectre after that. And because the Spectre AC is so much better than yours, it always hits below before you do. And so it'll drain you a level. You can then go and heal and then go level up. So that part... So it's a lot faster than running all the way down, through level 3, doing our Port Arcane, running through level 3, like I'm doing here. And so once you do that, I think I can, you can end up getting like a level every 30 seconds or something like that. Once you hit that at level 11, and you don't have to be super high level. You'll see what I do to actually go and fight to fight Mangar, but you don't have to be super high level. I think here I reach about like maybe my goal is maybe about 500 hit points, and I think I reached like level 20, 26, 27, something like that. And then like my other trick that I do is I go and I fill up my party with bards, just so there's extra things to hit. Like, because like if again, like, so if my character gets hit and gets stoned, then it's game over. Like we die. Like it's like it's not game over. It's just we lose the fight, and then we have to go all the way back and start and. We get teleported back to the Adventurers Guild. We have to go heal up. We have to then go and run all the way through, go through the sewers, go into Magars, go through, all the levels of Magars, run all the way back to try to fight again, which, it takes probably 3-4 minutes, something like that, to go and run through and do that. So... yeah, you definitely don't want to die there. And so what I do is I get a bunch of bards, and I just fill up my party with bards. And the reason I choose a bard is because and by the way, I go and I buy them all instruments. I get them all instruments. And the reason I do that is so they can all sing Traveler's Tune, and then my AC. Like it caused the AC to drop substantially, and then so actually those like weak little like level 1 bards, like they can dodge the attacks because you get the AC pretty low, and they can even sometimes hit, and they can even kill some of the other ones there. So, but more importantly, they're just extra targets that for that final fight. Like it's not. So that's one of my tricks, and so you'll see me do that there. I create a bunch of human bards, I think. I just fill out my party with those, and then so I have my my wizard there. Wizard is also good to fight as a wizard because you get like an extra 2 points on your on your rolls and everything. It's like kind of like your luck shield. So wizard does, I guess, is better than the conjurer or the magician. So I think it's useful to end up on the wizard. And like the fact that I mean, normally if I were playing this straight, like I mean, without doing the Spectre, level up glitch, like I probably wouldn't finish on wizard because wizard needs so much more experience. But when you level up, it's like the experience doesn't matter anymore. You just like you gain a level every time, so it doesn't. You don't even care about how much experience it takes because you're not even using experience. You just use this Spectre level drain glitch. So see you run through here. There's a lot of running through and grinding. And I forgot what level I'm at now. But kill the Spectre again. AR out. Our port arcane. Get out of there. Go and heal up. It's nighttime. I gotta go run back to the guild before I can go to the training. So run back to the guild super quick. Get out of there. Yeah. I got my wizard spells level 4, so I still got a little ways to go. Grind some more. Yeah, but anyway, that's what I usually do for the final fight. So it's funny. I mean, I get my bards and I just go and run through with my level 1 bards, and they're in like Mangar level 5, and they're going and I'm able by that time. So that whether you're able to flee or not is determined by your party leader. So I keep my wizard as the leader of the party, so it doesn't, even though I have a bunch of low level noobs for the rest of the party, it doesn't affect. Like I can still flee like the same way, so I can flee from everything. Of course, I go and I actually do fight that. I do, in the final fight, and so it's funny. Like you get a bunch of level 1 guys, and they do, but you'll see them. They do pretty well. Like the other trick that I do with some of these guys that are weak, that are lower level, they have less than 100 hit points, is that if they die, you can cast Animate Dead, ANDE, and they will come back. They'll be possessed. So you can't control them, but they'll have 100 hit points. So even if they only had 20 hit points normally because they're level 1, you cast Animate Dead and they come back with 100 hit points, and the 100 is pretty good. I mean, that's they can absorb a lot of damage, and so I actually utilize that just so I don't have to go and resurrect them all. At the end, just because to casting Beyond Death, the BED, does take a lot of spell points. And then you have to go heal them up after that. And it's annoying to do. So usually, what I'll do is I'll just can't. It's fine. I can let them die from traps and stuff, and then I can't cast Animate Dead, and then they come back as possessed. But I don't really care. The other funny thing is even when they're possessed, you can still do bard songs. Have them sing bard songs, which is cool. Yep. So I'm healed up. Advancements. Okay, so I'm level 10 now. Got one more level to go, and then I can start to grind and do Specters without going in the catacombs. So I'll go one more catacomb. You can see I got some more typos here. Start going slower and slower. I think I hit my second wind somewhere in here, so I'm doing okay here. Okay, pretty fast. Run away. Yep, keep going. And there's just so much here, just muscle memory. I mean, I told you I used to play the Amiga version. One of the biggest differences is the animation there is much, much slower, in terms of when you're walking around town. That's the dungeon animation is the walking animation is pretty fast, but when you're walking around town, it's super slow. at least compared to the DOS version. And I think the Apple version is the other. Just like, yeah. And so I got used to that cadence in the Amiga version, and so it took some practice to get to be fast on the DOS version because I just got used to, things being a lot slower on the Amiga version. Again, it was just because I was drawing the like the animation. But of course, like the graphics are way better on the Amiga version. I think. I mean, if I think about what are the best versions, I mean, each of Bard's Tale, at least Bard's Tale 1, it's either Amiga version or the Apple II GS version. The Amiga version's nice. I mean, it has like the good, like the sound and graphics are good. It has it doesn't have as many. The exploits doesn't have like the Stone Elemental summon thing, which is I think is just, yeah. I mean that's I think they probably left that in. It was like a QA flag or something, just like make it easy for them to test stuff, and they just like accidentally left it in. That's the only thing I can think of. Because when I found out about it, I was like, I played only on the Amiga version for a while, and gosh, like, and then I read about it, I was like, hey, hit the letter Z for a Stone Elemental. I was like, what? That was like I was sure I would have found that in the Amiga version if that existed, and sure enough, I went back and it doesn't work there, but it does work on the DOS version. So yeah, my exploit I used to do there was I would just go and I would get the fire horn, and then I'd dupe up a bunch of fire horns, and I'd just use the fire horn to blast everyone, which is in some way even better than the Stone Elemental, and go and use that to level up. So okay, so you notice now what I'm doing now is I go and I cast SPSP until I get Specter. I don't really care how powerful it is. I swing at it, I cast Death Strike on it, I go and heal and run back and go to the review board, gain a level, run back, count rinse, repeat, and just do this. And this doesn't take very long. This you can see this is like way faster than doing it than running all the way down. Yeah, I screwed up a little bit there. There's an encounter in the middle that I clicked through, but I somehow it made me get off by one. So run back, do it again. Yeah, as you can see me and my goal here, I think if I can get around 500 hit points, I'll be safe and I can make it through the fight. At least like a 50-50 chance I'll make it through the fight. I mean, basically what happens on that final fight is if the Demon Lord hits you, like you're dead. I mean, it's game over because you get stoned. And so your goal is to basically kill the Demon Lords before they hit you, or if they are going to swing at someone, they swing at like one of your other filler guys, like the Bard or whatever. The other thing that's really useful is to get the Thor figurine when you're in Magar and you're running through, because Thor is super fast and he hits pretty hard, and he will usually take out one of the monsters. If he takes out one of the Demon Lords, and you're fast enough, you can and the Demon Lord is going to be faster than you. Pretty much no matter what. So you hope that the Demon Lord like either doesn't swing or it doesn't swing at you, swings at somebody else, which is fine, and then stones them, and then you can cast Death Strike on them, and they can summon, like Mangar can summon more Demon Lords, which I think actually happens here. But if you can get rid of those first two, like you're in pretty good shape. At that point, you have to be careful of. I mean, the vampire lords will level drain you, which like you don't really care about, and you have to be careful of the breath attack. I mean, the breath attack, it'll wipe out the whole party. Like, so sometimes I've run through this, and then, one of the, I guess is a demon lord. He does a breath attack, and he just like wipes out the whole party, and then a stone attack, and then it's just you're dead. Like everything is. Yeah. You won't be able to make it. So, yep. And I go and grind to get some more 480. I think it's a few more levels, and then I'm ready to go. So you notice, I mean, I haven't basically done any of the quest stuff yet. Like all this entire time, I've just been leveling up, and I'm at an hour and 4 minutes right now. I mean, you saw like I did some Ogre Lord instead of doing the Harkin. I had a few little glitches here and there. I was pretty lucky with the magicians at the beginning. Sometimes that takes a few minutes to get to find, to not only find the magicians, but you have to find enough of them that they don't just die immediately, that they get a chance to cast a spell. So I mean, sometimes it can take 4 or 5 minutes, something like that. This time I got it pretty much right away, like within like third or fourth fight, something like that. So that's that. That part was pretty fast. I got a luck shield and relatively quickly. Sometimes I go and I grind. So yeah, so you notice, so now I got my 500 hit points. I go and I create some bards. Which, I mean, I'm a little bit slow about this. I think I can be a lot faster, like, with some more practice of actually going and creating these bards. And then I go and I give them all instruments. So I have the 5 bards. I go buy them all instruments because I all want them to play. Because again, I think it's pretty useful to have them play. Like for each of these, I have to go and scroll down in Garth's thing in their store. Which, I mean, this eats up some time. It eats up maybe a minute or so to go and do all this stuff. Which, I mean, if your goal is an hour, like you don't have that many minutes in there. So you want to make sure, you want to cut wherever you can. So I think this part could probably be sped up just with practice, basically. Because then I have to go for each of these and equips. And by this time I'm pretty shot. I mean, I'm over an hour in, and like, yeah, I'm not moving as fast as I normally do. And then it's like, oh, where am I going? Oh yeah, okay, I better go and run back and okay, so I run back and so now I got to go and I got to get all my silver shapes and the onyx key. So, and I need the crystal sword. So that's the other reason you add a bard, is that you need somebody to carry the crystal sword so you can fight the crystal monster. So phase door here, grab the crystal sword. I can port arcane, go to level 2. Yeah, I take kind of a funny route, like not the most optimal route through here, but it's fine. Okay, fine, it doesn't matter. Maybe I could probably save 2 seconds or something if I went the other way. Okay, run through here. I got to go and answer this guy's quiz. There's a forced encounter here. I have to go and answer this guy's quiz. Answer vampire. And then he teleports me. Or I run through, get teleported, turn around, boom, silver square. So I got the silver square. So now I can just teleport directly from here to go and fight the mad god with the eye. I have my eye. Got to make sure that do that. So got my eye. I equip the silver square. I think the silver square gives you some AC. So, and then make sure you got this crystal sword equipped, because otherwise you got to fight the crystal monster multiple times. So I'll port arcane. I think here I had to just go and check the map. It took me I forgot. I had to go calculate, look where exactly I needed to. So it looks like what I wasted 10-15 seconds here. Yeah, and the answer's so easy. It's +1 -1 +1. So boom. Stoned one guy, which I don't care about. Other guys are not doing so hot. I could cast rest, but I don't really care, because I don't care if they die or live or die. But the ones that did survive, they got a little bit of experience. I can level them up to level 2, give them more hit points, which will help a little bit. So, yep, make sure so answer this one, Stone Golem. Type it correctly this time. Yeah. Teleport you out of there. Run through. And Sinister. Go through. Well, I think this is one of my favorite levels normally. I mean, number one, you can't there's no phase door, there's no report arcane. There's some interesting parts. I mean, there's the zigzaggy part that you have to run through. There's a whole area where it's just all darkness, and you just gotta put your way around, poke your way around. There's some interesting elements in it. I think this is probably the best level, my favorite level of this game, the favorite dungeon level. So finally run through all the darkness, go fight the Crystal Golem. And you don't actually need to hit him. You don't actually need to hit him with the Crystal Sword. You just need to have somebody, he can be dead as well, but just have one of your characters carrying or equipping the Crystal Sword. And so after you kill him, pretty much all you need to do is just run through these. You got to be really careful, though. If you take one extra step at the end of this serpent's tail thing, one extra step, you get stuck in there. The only way to get out is to suicide. So definitely don't want to do that. Make sure you have the compass here. This part is make sure to find your way through there. And then, yeah, it's just a matter of just walking through. And you get the Onyx key. So by this time, you got two. You got silver square, silver triangle. I think I trade give the silver triangle to one of the other characters to carry. So a little bit of space. Okay, out of there. So now I think what I do, just go and heal up, get your spell points back, and then we go to the sewers, or the wine cellar, so you can then teleport. And yeah, I just go and advance everybody that I can, because they fought the Crystal Golem and they fought the Mad God, so they got a little bit of experience points there. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if, just intentionally doing one fight or something may be worthwhile, just to level up. Because one fight, you'll be able to level up those guys 3-4 levels, increase their hit points enough to be able to absorb more hits potentially, or it may not be worth it. Maybe it doesn't really matter. May not even be worth the time. So go down south there, go and order the wine, cast Report Arcane, -6, -5, -3. Just bypass all the sewers, go directly to Mangar's. Okay, so the first thing to do is just teleport and get the last silver circle, silver shape. And again, I had to go check the map and remember where I need to teleport. Is -7 + 4 + 1. Get the circle. Then I need to teleport to the next level. Answer the long riddle. And running through this is level 3. Running through here is annoying. There's a spinner. There's some spinners there. You just gotta keep going until you're facing the right way. 2 force encounters here. Go up the steps. Now we're on level 4. This is another one you gotta run through. This is the one with where you hit the certain square, and then all the walls turn into doors, and all the doors turn into walls, and that allows you to access the room that's in the southwest, I guess, the bottom left corner of the map, and then go up the portal there. So you'll see me do that. This one is also annoying. There's some annoying spinners and stuff. The nice thing, there is one area where normally there's a force encounter with the two dragons. Oh, so you notice here, yeah, I mean, these guys are all, yeah. So you notice that there's the red dragons there. I get my Thor fingering, but so if you have a bard, he can play a song. And if he's playing a song, then like you don't have to fight the red dragons, which. I mean, I don't know. Killing the red dragons probably just takes, like 2 seconds longer than playing the song. But sure, I'll play the song. Yep. Run away, run through here. So now all the walls became doors. Make sure I cast levitation there. Go up. Magic mouse, smoke. Run through here, get the 5 stone giants, run away. Here, so now you have this possession trap, and so what? If my first character gets possessed, that could be fine, but if he goes and he tries to attack somebody who's in the special slot or attack himself, like that's bad news. You don't want that to happen because then basically you're dead. So I made it through the possession check fine. I just I can do animate dead across everyone, so the chance that my first character is the one who got possessed becomes really low, or 1/6. So get through, and the animate dead is nice because it gives all the guys 100 hit points. So I'm on level 5 now. Run through here. There's a force encounter I can run away from. Go jump in the pool. Over here. Dive in. Yep. Run through. Run away from the Specters. 4 Specters. Run through the heat stuff. None of my guys die, which is pretty nice because I use the animate dead. I traps up there. But my guys are... It's 23. I'd rather them not die because then I gotta resurrect them with Beyond Death. So get my Spectre Snare, which is nice. That lowers your AC even more. And so now the time to get ready for that final fight. So rather than leave all these guys possessed, okay, I decide to go and dispossess them and then cast Rest. So just because then I can have them cast Bard Song, do Bard Songs during the fight, and then get the AC super low. So my AC right now is 6 because music's going. I cast my magic shields facing south. Oh, and don't forget Thor. I want to make sure. So he has Thor. Let's use Thor. 155. That's a pretty powerful Thor. Go and fight. And so I get Death Strike against the Demon Lords, and then I do Bard Song. All the other guys doing Bard Songs, and you'll see what happens here. To get one Demon Lords, one of my guys got stoned, which I don't care about. It wasn't not my kind of the first slot, and they all played. So now they're because they all the Bard Songs stack. So they all get to -8 AC. I got some Vampire Lords there. I got Mangar, and you'll see that even some of my bards, my bard is actually, they're doing well. They're like killing, they're swinging and killing, which is nice. Another Demon Lord got summoned, which sucks. But Thor kills him before he can do anything, and then I just got a Vampire Lord and a Ghoul left. Killed. Thor kills one. My bard kills the other, which is again awesome, and we're done. So we won the game. This is at an hour and 18 minutes. Got a diamond home from fighting and everything. Yeah. So that's it. Got a whole bunch of golds that you really don't care about, but you can dupe the golds. Yeah. But that's the run through. Again, I think it's possible to go a lot faster, but that'll have to wait until next time.